Hello guys, this is October, and I'm here with my buddy Dabat. What's going on, bro?
Hey, not much, man. How about you?
Doing pretty good, bro. Okay, so today we are going to be discussing Tobirama versus War Art Kakashi. Gonna go over both Edo and Alive Tobirama simply because I mean the counter argument for any uh things that are anti feats for Tobirama in Edo is normally just the fact that they use is like he's nerfed because of Edo Tensei. So we're gonna go over both Alive and Edo Tensei for this, just for the sake of argument, pretty much.
And for everyone except the Tachi in the Naruto community, I think it's kind of contentious as to who you think like what form is stronger. Because like Itachi is the only one that like definitively gets stronger in Edo just because he's not sick anymore. Or like the other
And
ones, like there's
and
arguments both
Nagato too.
ways. Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
Nagato.
yeah. That's those are the only two people that like you could probably say get like amped from the Edo Tensei because they're not crippled or dying of TB. But
Minato do
so
be kicking it with that Karama chakra though, but he still kind of had that
yeah,
when he was
facts.
alive. But like he sealed that away. Like it's complicated the way that happened with Minato.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. But okay, so I just want to start off by saying that it part 1 Tobirama, right? Okay, so there's two versions of this. There's a live Tobirama, then there's Edo Tensei by Orochimaru Tobirama, and then there's also Edo Tensei again in the War arc, right? So there's like three versions, even though we don't really see that much from the first Edo Tensei version of Tobirama, and I'm gonna get to that like in a second. So when he was revived, it says that he put fear into the people of Konoha because it's just a Kage level threat essentially. I do want to get one thing out of the way though. In regards to the Bringer of Darkness jutsu, in the anime they give it to Tobirama, and in the manga, which is we're gonna go based off of here because it's just the primary source. Hashirama's the one that actually uses the Bringer of Darkness, so um I don't know if he can. It's not out of his range based off his ability to use yin and yang release, but they just never show it, so I can't really say that he can do it definitively or not. And
Yeah,
then
there's a case to be made that the anime producers just wanted to give Tobirama more to do, when adapting the scene, so they just like took a jutsu that like he could have known given his chakra natures.
yeah, and that's kind of what I just think also, to be honest. I just kind of feel like they wanted to give him some sort of feat to have to prove his like strength or whatever. But and then pretty much, so we all know he got murked by the Kinkaku force. It's kind of debatable about how strong they were, or what if they had to go into like the Biju mode to do it. It's never stated, so you can kind of just chop it up to however you want. Do you want to kind of tell them what we decided about their chakra versions, kind of?
Yeah, so if you read like the data book statements or anything like from either the data books referring to Kinkaku and Genkaku or Tobirama, it doesn't definitively state what forms that they were in whenever they fought Tobirama. So it gets kind of into like a Pain versus Kakuzu type situation, where we have a statement saying that like this character fought this character, but with very little context as to like what forms they were in or what happened. So like we have no idea how much of a feat it is either way. So, like, if Kinkaku and Genkaku weren't using any of their, like, Kyuubi chakra whenever they were fighting Tobirama, Tobirama's kind of ass. But if he was fighting two pseudo-Jinchuriki level threats, that definitely upscales him a bit more, but it still does not put him on the level of, like, the War Arc Jinchuriki, which are, like, full-blown Jinchuriki that have control over them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it stated that they ate some of like the intestines of the Nine Tails when they got swallowed. So they're only taking in like a small amount of chakra. It's probably not even like like maybe one or two tails level, like just based off of how much they took in, because it doesn't affect Kurama in any way or Naruto's ability. He still has way more chakra than any of the other Jinchuriki because of the Nine Tails. So you could say it's a super minuscule amount at the very least.
Yeah, and
Um,
but Kurama's chakra has like a weird kind of like multiplication effect in a way where like you can take a small amount of like Kurama and like it basically like does not seem to affect him. Like Kurama was split two ways between Naruto and Minato, and like basically you could not tell the difference in strength. Like half of the Nine Tails was still as strong as all of the other tail beasts combined.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So like another thing that I wanted to bring up was that a lot of people's arguments for Tobirama, and like I'm not necessarily here to shit on Tobirama. I know I make jokes or whatever, but a lot of the arguments for Tobirama is that he was able to like create so many jutsu, and that's why he's so strong. Is that he invented XYZ amount of forbidden jutsu or whatever the case is. I mean, we never really see him use anything more than Flying Raijin, and like they do say that he's the one that started Edo Tensei, but as we see throughout Naruto, like Edo Tensei continuously gets improved on. It gets improved on by Orochimaru, who's able to pretty much make them Kage levels threats, right? And then we also see it again from Kabuto, right? And Kabuto is able to make the Edo Tensei that he creates even stronger. He even tells Madara that his case is special, that he should be stronger or at least at his prime level while in Edo Tensei. So, you know, just Jutsu just gets improved on. So just because you know something doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best. And like that's kind of how the case goes with Minato. Like he improved on Flying Raijin, and so it's just a better version of it.
Exactly. Like Minato is just blatantly stated to have a better version of Flying Raijin than Tobirama. So like even though he may be the creator of all of these like forbidden jutsu that were later like improved upon and became like super duper important to the shinobi world, like that does not mean that he himself has the same level of effectiveness with those jutsu. It's kind of like saying that just because someone is the smartest person of their time, they are not always the smartest person. Like the caveman that made the first fire or the first spear is not going to be like a Harvard student today.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's actually a really good way of putting it. But so another thing I wanted to bring up, okay, that I see a lot of people arguing is the fact that Tobirama was able to kill Izuna. Now, I want to make this like pretty clear. Like just because Izuna is Madara's brother does not mean that he is in the same weight class as Madara. Like for example, Tobirama is not in the same weight class as Hashirama, and like Asuma's not in the same weight class as Hiruzen, and so on and so forth, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean that Izuna is extremely powerful. He does have MS, so the best way that we can like compare him to someone that is similar would be Shisui, who also like doesn't have a lot of screen time and gets off screened pretty much. He also had MS, so you could bare minimum say that he's like a Kage level fighter, like at the very least. And so, I mean, we also see a lot of Kage level fighters get off screened and get beat the fuck up all the time. So that doesn't necessarily mean that he was like a powerhouse or anything like that. So it's not really that large of a feat because you can't quantify how strong Izuna actually is with canon material anyway.
The only time that you could actually like make Madara and Izuna relative would be like as literal children in like the anime flashbacks. That would be the only time you can make them relative, and even then, like Madara just has blatantly more potential because like he's going like he grows older and just gets stronger. Izuna dies for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Izuna gets killed by a fucking sword. He's sword level. So what does that tell you? Like. He gets hit with a Flying Raijin sword and he dies. So
I mean, I guess Madara was technically hand level, but
yeah, I guess at the very end, Jinchuriki Madara is just Zetsu level hand.
hey yo, that's a strong ass hand.
Yeah. So and then also wanted to talk about just that. Like I said, the Anbu referred to the Edo version that is first brought up by Orochimaru. That's Kage level. That's pretty much it. Hashirama was like I said, Hashirama was the one that used the darkness jutsu. And Hiruzen, while mentally nerfed, I mean, I guess this is right after the mental nerf, while in the darkness was able to use his shadow clone to catch Tobirama and seal him away, while he had already been fighting and getting his butt kicked essentially. So like he might not have been mentally nerfed. You could even say maybe he got like a mental buff, but he was able to use the Shadow Clone to catch Tobirama in the darkness. So
yeah, I think that we should
that.
move on to like some win conditions for the fight and some lose conditions. Like what would cause each person to win or lose given their jutsu skill set. With Kakashi, we can basically say that Kamui is basically an instant GG if Tobirama's not able to react to it or get out of the way or like sort of predict that it's going to be coming. Kakashi doesn't have like a massive chakra pool like he does whenever he has the dual Mangekyo, so he's not going to be able to like spam the fuck out of it like he is able to later. But like he would still able to pop off a couple of Kamuis even if he misses. So like that would be pretty hard for Tobirama to dodge. Is my first thought.
Yeah, and we see that he's able to just spam jutsu just a lot more in general when he's in the war arc. Like he hits Raikiri a few times, actually more than a few times. He does get like chakra pool reinstated through the Kurama avatar, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so but I mean he was able to spam hella like taxing jutsu. It wasn't like he was using fireball jutsu or like something real basic level like again he's using stronger jutsu. Plus he also states himself that he knows over 1,000 jutsu, so regardless of how many of those Tobirama created, like
I mean, and there's a chance that he copied an evolved version of it.
yeah, and that's also true. So it's pretty much, I would say that Warrior Kakashi definitely just has more at his disposal than Tobirama.
Like even in a situation where their like stats are relative and like they're trying to go for like literally the same jutsu against each other, like Kakashi may just have a stronger version of that jutsu just because it's been more perfected over time.
Yeah, and plus regardless of like even without MS, like the Sharingan in general just makes you stronger and faster, and like when activated with the MS you just get an even more like an even stronger boost. We see it with Sasuke over the fight, the 5 Kage Summit, and over the Danzo fight, just how much stronger and faster he gets from just having the MS. Not even in base during 5 Kage Summit, he's a lot stronger and faster. And so that's just from gaining the MS. He's said to be stronger than Curse Mark II. So even though it is taxing on the chakra, it is still a buff regardless.
Is there any win cons that we think that Tobirama could get off realistically? Like, this could be like a situation where like Kakashi wins like 9 out of 10 times, but there's a 1 out of 10 chance that Tobirama is able to get something. Because I don't think that it's such a big speed difference that it's like a one-shot speed blitz every time or anything.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that they're probably relative in speed. I just don't see there's not enough feats and there's not enough showings or like statements for Tobirama to have any like win con jutsu. Like we don't know what type of ceiling jutsu he's created or like how they operate or anything of the sort. So just based off what we have available to us in the sources, like I don't see a win con for Tobirama like at all.
I would say if he does have any ceiling jutsu and like just I don't know about it, and like I just haven't been able to find anything about him having anything, but if he did have any sort of ceiling jutsu, which isn't out of the realm of possibility, like if there was like a data book that came out tomorrow that said that he had it, like I would believe it.
Yeah, exactly. But
like it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's just like we never saw him use Reaper Death Seal or anything like that to my knowledge. It just kind of makes you think like, well, it's a Kage level jutsu. He created a ton of jutsu. He's capable of doing like Edo Tensei and Flying Raijin, and I believe like since a Flying Raijin is a type of seal, like that is technically in the same family of sealing jutsu because it is like Fuid Jutsu, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
So it is not like it's not super far off to say that it's a possibility, but like you could not like definitively say like, oh, because he has Flying Raijin, he would be able to seal Kakashi. Like that's kind of
it's just more headcanon than it is anything. And like if I'm gonna shit on a character, like I want to be as precise as possible. Like I want to make sure that I'm taking everything directly from the source material and just based off the source material. Like he doesn't have enough feats or showings or statements that would put him in any way over War Art Kakashi. If we want to talk about Part 1 Kakashi, or maybe even Kakazu fight Kakashi, like maybe Tobirama could be well, definitely Part 1 Kakashi. I think Tobirama definitely wins, but
Yeah, I think that
I mean,
Kakashi does have like a pretty good amount of power climb throughout Shippuden. Like, not like as much as like Naruto or Sasuke, just because of like how much of like of a gap I think that there is between like Kid Naruto and Kid Sasuke and him at the beginning of Part 1. But like,
yeah,
like between like the gap between Part 1 Kakashi and the beginning of Shippuden Kakashi, I don't think is that much, but I think Kakashi grows later on, and by the time you get to the War arc, like he is just so massively above his old self, especially now with how much he can use his old jutsu, how many jutsu he's copied. Like, he would be a monster to take down.
yeah, and I also wanted to mention, because we talked about this before, that when Naruto and B are fighting White Mask Obito with the Renegon and the Jubi, Naruto's about to get tagged by Obito, and Kakashi speed blitzes and prevents it from happening. And so that's, I mean, that speed alone, I mean, would definitely, I don't know if it puts him over Tobirama, but I would definitely say it makes him relative to Tobirama in speed. So, and we don't know what the distance they came from, or that's kind of unquantifiable, but the fact that he was able to keep up with Renegon, Obito, and KCM1 Naruto in order to do this is super impressive, especially because they show Guy. I don't know what gate he's in, but he definitely is in one of the gates in order to keep up. So
I definitely think that Tobirama is comparable in speed, because like that is a good speed feat in comparison as well to like Tobirama reacting to and dodging attacks from Madara whenever he's like shirtless and he's got Hashirama's face on his chest.
yeah, but you could also argue that like
he is also using Flying Raijin to accomplish that in that moment, but it is still like I think that this helps for the speed relativity argument. Having both of them fight like Renegon amped opponents that are like fairly relative at that time.
Yeah, but you could also argue that Obito is going like at least all out to try and get Naruto, and that Madara here is kind of just like fucking with Tobirama to kind of just show him like, "Hello, you're not that strong." And I think he even mentions that he's playing around with him the entire time. So you know, there's that also. But so pretty much, I think we both agree that Wara Kakashi is just stronger, and I mean, maybe not, definitely not faster, but it basically comes down to hacks. I think for us in our argument, I think just Kakashi's just got way more at his disposal than Tobirama has, and anything that Tobirama could possibly have, Kakashi could possibly have as well. That is just, like you said, an improved version. So
I got one more question before we go though. Do we think that if Tobirama had prep time, that Kakashi's Kamui could absorb the tandem paper bombs?
That is a good question. If Tobirama had prep time, I mean, it did absorb the Indra's arrow.
Kamui has some very impressive absorption feats, especially if you consider Obito's Kamui to be relative to Kakashi's Kamui, and the amount of things that he's been able to like turn intangible to beat. Like if you consider that to scale at all to the amount of things that it could possibly warp without like breaking.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I was gonna definitely bring up Conan when he absorbed, like he pretty much absorbed all of the paper bombs, like in the whole entire sea of paper bombs, which is fucking. And she had prep time, so it's a very similar tactic, and I would even say it's a pretty similar feat in terms of the absorption. So yeah, I actually would think that he might be able to absorb it. It might drain a shitload of his chakra to do it, but I feel like he could do it.
It might be kind
Oh,
of like doesn't he? Isn't it like his flick in Storm 4 where you put like the Kamui in front of you to like absorb jutsu? That might be kind of what he just has to do and just hold it out in front of him for a minute and just absorb like minutes worth of explosions.
yeah, but I definitely feel like maybe that's the one win con. Maybe it's like fucking he just gets so fatigued from absorbing it that Tobirama is able to. I don't know. I don't think that Kakashi is fucking sword level. I proved he's not. So I don't know if a fucking flying Raijin slash is gonna kill Kakashi, but
I will say all the weapons in Naruto are definitely chakra amped. Whenever you see a Naruto character using a weapon, they are 100% pulsing their chakra through it, even if it's not like Asuma's chakra daggers that have like a chakra aura around it. Like
or yeah, or Sasuke's sword or the samurai sword or anything like that.
yeah, like definitely even those swords, they're definitely pumping their chakra into to like make their attack strong. Because like that's the only way that they would be able to like slice through like rocks and things like that, like they do.
Yeah. So, but I'm pretty sure that we both agree that Tobirama gets clapped in this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say nine to one, 9-1 Wara Kakashi dub, Tobirama L, one of the worst Hokage.
You're very nice. You're very nice.
I'm very nice to Tobirama.
Yeah, giving him one is very, very nice.
I mean that was the one with prep time and tandem paper bombs. So I think that is just being fair to Tobirama. Because I know people like Tobirama.
Oh, he's cold. Don't get us wrong. Tobirama is cold. He just don't have the feats to like that make him above other characters. Like he's Kage level plus, like at best probably. Like I don't even think he's Sannin level. Maybe Sannin level. But yeah, that's debatable. We could probably save that for a whole nother.
I was about to say we could probably do Tobirama versus the Sannin.
I think Loki, the Sannin actually get amped when they fight together. It's like a 10 times or 3 times amp.
Or maybe we could do like 1v1 versus each of them and then all three. Comment down below if you guys want to see Tobirama versus the 3 Sannin.
Or just comment anything that you would like to see. Even if it's just me or if it's Da or if it's Makos or whoever you want to see me do more videos with, definitely comment down below. Whatever you want to see, I'll do my best to get to it. Also, I'm not trying to hate on Tobirama that much.
That much. He's not Fugaku.
Oh my god, don't get me started. That's coming soon too. But or if by this time if it hasn't, I don't know what will come out first, but something will come out first either way. But all right guys, well thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. I noticed that like 99% of y'all that watch my videos are not subscribed. Just hit that button. It's pretty easy. It's free.
Go support the boy, please. Check out my channel if you want to. I make similar type videos talking about Naruto, power scaling. I also talk about Dragon Ball and shit like that.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put a link to your channel in the description so they can find you and stuff. So
Thanks, man.
alrighty guys, well I'm out of here and fuck Tobirama.